Good evening. So today we are going to discuss a smart city. Smart city. Very frequently you come across this term, a smart city. बजट में भी लगातार देखोगे आप कई बार अनाउंसमेंट होता रहता है बजट में भी कि हम इतने स्मार्ट सिटी बनाएंगे. बहुत सारे कई सारे प्रोजेक्ट इस वक्त चल रहे हैं, स्मार्ट सिटी प्रोजेक्ट चल रहे हैं. तो वी आर गोइंग टू डिस्कस द कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ स्मार्ट सिटी and what are the important attributes and constituents of a smart city. What are the things which put together constitute or define a smart city? So, what is that idea of smart city? But before we discuss a smart city, we should be very clear regarding what is smartness. Who is a smart person? Because from here you can get the concept of smart city. Who is a smart person? It is not so easy to define smartness because there can be different views and opinion. But generally, most of us would agree on certain defining features of smartness. First thing, that smartness is not about one of the attributes in personality. A person who speaks too much, a person who is a great entertainer, or a person who is very good, who's a person who has a very high level of IQ. That's why he's smart. A person who has a very high level of emotional quotient, EQ or SQ. That's why he's smart. That person is capable of responding to a situation meaningfully. One of such attributes of the personality, one of the attributes of personality cannot make a person smart. A smartness is a composite expression which brings with its purview lot many things. But final outcome is this in general, that a smart person is the one who responds to the given situation or environment in most of the cases very meaningfully. A person who is capable of, it's not necessary that he has a very high level of IQ, but he is reasonably good in most of the things. That person adapts to the given situation very fast and responds to the situation very meaningfully. That person has a lot of curiosity, a smart person, a lot of curiosity to know about things around. He knows so many things about himself. He knows his strength and weakness. And then he understands the strength and weakness of others as well. He has a reasonably good level of emotional intelligence. He understands his emotions, then he also understands, and that's why he is capable of understanding the emotions of others. He is known for his critical thinking. He does not allow anything to pass so easily. He's a good observer. He observes, he analyzes. It does not mean that he's a researcher. It means he has a lot of interest in life. Is so vibrantly connected to the environment. You leave him with children and you'll find that so easily he adapts to the given situation. He becomes a great entertainer. He can engage very meaningfully, children. Then you leave that person among intellectuals, discussing some serious discussion is taking place on a very important topic. And then here also he's capable of making some kind of, meaningful contribution. So the smart person is the one who lives more or less in friction-free kind of environment. He is exposed to tens of problems and challenges, but he thinks less about problem and more about the solution. He is capable of responding to situation. Again, he says smartly means very meaningfully. He steers through, most of the crisis, most of the problems. So adaptability, curiosity, then humility. He is a smart person. He may have he has very good level of knowledge on many things, but still he knows that there is a limitation to his knowledge, and that's why he's always ready to learn from other person. He knows how to behave in the given situation. He respects his, elderly person. So being smart does not mean you become बदतमीज. ठीक है, आप हंसे हंसाने के लिए कुछ भी आप बोल दें. So his decisions are guided by facts. His decisions are also guided by values, depending on the situation. Okay, he is not mechanical in approach. Everywhere he's going for calculation, some kind of logic, some kind of reasoning, some kind of deal that he has struck is not. He knows, where he is very alert and vigilant, vibrantly connected to environment. He knows where to count, the things and where not to count upon the things. What is to be counted, what is not to be counted. Life is not only about calculation. Life is not always about a good deal. It's not always about good business. Okay, there are many things which may not be so clearly visible, but it holds a lot of significance. Is known for practical wisdom. So many things I have talked about. Not necessary that every smart person will possess each and everything, but overall, I'm trying to give an impression, trying to create an impression that who is a smart person. He is driven by facts as well as values. He has respect for tradition, custom, values. He connects smartly. He will never become the hostage of your custom, tradition, and values. But at the same time, he knows there are many good things which are to be retained. That makes him live, and that enables him to live a good life. So he is found to be associated with tradition and custom, and then he is also eager to know many good things, tools, technique, technology, a lot many things. So he knows how to live and how to respond and how to interact, in this complex network of interdependency of persons, thoughts, ideas, ideology. So he lives, because of his smartness, he lives in a kind of largely a friction-free environment. What I mean to say is not that he's not exposed to conflict and friction, but he knows how to steer, through that. Smart person. Now apply all such things to a smart city. A smart city. A smart city is like a smart person. In the given situation, on the basis of available resources, by making very prudent and meaningful utilization of information and communication technology, that city, I mean to say the government in that city provides you best of the services. That government provides services with due efficiency and effectiveness, making the most prudent and optimal utilization of total available resources. List of resources and list of wastage of resources, avoidance of duplication of effort, and best possible utilization. Like you have, modern tools, technology, method, process, all at work, so as to reduce the possibilities of friction, so as to reduce the wastage of resources, so as to protect and conserve the valuable resources, and to develop, the method, and to develop a sustainable model of living, a sustainable model of economy, a sustainable model of administration. You develop something which is cyclical in nature, government and citizenry. With the help of information communication technology, you develop an ecosystem, you develop a self-sustaining cyclical process of meaningful interdependency. That you provide different kinds of services, or health services, or for that matter, educational services. You develop infrastructure, you develop an ecosystem where people can avail of such services without much friction, okay, and they could live a good life. This is the approach of smart city. Not only about IT. In the smart city also, information technology is not an end in itself. It is means towards an end. It just means towards an end. You make use of information and communication technology to make best possible utilization of available resources. You monitor, you observe, you analyze, you collect data, you store data, you understand the pattern, and then you decide how to make utilization of resources, that things are properly dispersed among the people along the length and breadth of the length and breadth of the society, so that every person is benefited. List of friction, list of conflict, a kind of style of living or a kind of ecosystem which is in sync with fundamental rules and principles of nature. It means IT is not about, a smart city is not only about IT. A smart city is about making use of information technology, tools, technique, process, and lot many things. How process to bring the life of the people in sync with the basic principles and rules of nature, to make the things eco-friendly, to make the things more sustainable, to make the things easily affordable, to make the things uniformly available. You must universal access, affordability. Okay, then efficiency, then effectiveness. Okay, then collection of feedback, understanding the pattern, application of correctives. So it is about sustainability. It is not just about providing one-time goods and services to society. It's not like that. Developing a self-sustaining ecosystem, and lot many things comes within the bounds of it. You develop infrastructure. A smart city means a very smart infrastructure. A smart infrastructure, so digital infrastructure, smart infrastructure. So, where you talk about water or electricity or wastage management, everywhere you are making use of technology in the best possible manner. And it's about a smart economy, a smart environment, a smart living of people, then smart governance. Smart governance, you involve citizenry in the decision making process. You hold yourself accountable to the citizenry. It's been decision making is broad based participative decision making. So you are making use of information and communication technology. You are making use of digital platforms, digital infrastructure, all put together, so as to develop and so as to improve the quality of life of people, to develop a self-sustaining cyclical process. And one more thing, that smart city is not only about IT digital platform, no, no. It is also about smart people. Smart people. That unless people are smart, a smart city, even if it is designed by the government, by sorts of hard work, smart city is designed, is developed, that smart city will not become sustainable. You cannot sustain things for long. Within few years, things will be brought down if the people are not so smart. So people too need to understand that things are being done, also things are being managed so well for their betterment, and they have a stake in the government. They need to be very much responsible. They need to be very much duty conscious. That something has been created by the government. Now it is our collective responsibility to protect it, to nurture it, and to give suggestions, to participate in decision making process, to hold, to make use of information communication technology to enforce the accountability of the government, to ensure application of correctives, to understand that is something that comes not so easily. That's something, which come over a period of time. A society needs to evolve over a period. Otherwise, even if you develop the best of physical infrastructure based on IT and all those things, but it cannot be sustained for long if people have not evolved, or they have not evolved as a democratic society imbued with democratic values. If they do not, they don't know how to strike fine balance between the tradition and modernity, if they fail to understand that technology is not an end in itself, it is means towards an end to help us to live a better life. If they fail to understand that they have a stake in the government, governance is a collective enterprise. Apart from rights, not only rights, they have to be conscious of their duties and responsibilities as well. They have to develop and nurture the scientific temperament. Okay, so they need to develop this scientific temperament, and they have to make a valuable contribution in furtherance of the larger cause of society. Lot many things are there. So when you talk about smart city, the smart city is just like a smart person. A smart person responds to the environment very meaningfully. The smart city also responds to the environment very smartly. Very smartly. Smartly means that you are making use of tools, technique, method, process, technology, so as to provide better health services, so as to provide better educational services, so as to provide a much better infrastructure. You talk about traffic management. Here also you make use of technology to provide real-time public transport information. Public transport system may be so much efficient that people prefer to use public transport, a system rather than their private cars or vehicles. So then energy management, energy grid has to be developed. Energy grid, the advanced energy grid, with sensors and best of the tools and techniques so as to stop the wastage of energy, and then incorporating the use of, or incorporating in the process in the grid the source of renewable, the energy, you can say. So that is like your, solar energy, or for that matter, solar energy or windmills that you are making use of that. So, so many things come within the bounds of a smart city. Economy, a smart economy. A smart economy, digital platforms, e-commerce platforms. E-commerce platforms are there, then digital payment is being encouraged. Okay, so buying and selling to OLX पे ही गाय भैंस बकरी भी बेच दे रहे हैं OLX पे. भारत में आपने सुना होगा, तो ये चीज़ चलती हैं. अब दो जगह के लोग हैं, यहाँ राजस्थान में कोई बैठा है, उधर हरियाणा में, दोनों बैठे हैं आराम से, वीडियो कॉल कर लिए, बातचीत कर लिए. OLX पे एडवर्टीजमेंट आया था, वो देख लिए, और पता चला कि वो गाय भैंस खरीदना बेचना भी सब उस पर कर ले रहे हैं. तो इट्स अबाउट स्मार्ट इकोनॉमी, डिजिटल प्लेटफॉर्म being made use of for buying and selling of things. ठीक है, फिर रिन्यूएबल जो सोर्सेज एनर्जी के जो है आपके, ठीक है, वो सब यूज़ करोगे आप. ये सब चीज़ें, एनर्जी का मैनेजमेंट काफ़ी बेटर होगा. ट्रांसपोर्ट सिस्टम बहुत अच्छा हो जाएगा. ठीक है, ये उसके बाद स्मार्ट लिविंग, एजुकेशन, पब्लिक हेल्थ साइट्स हैं, टेली मेडिसिन. ठीक है, उसके बाद मॉनिटरिंग ऑफ पेशेंट्स इन द रिमोट एरियाज. ठीक है, हॉस्पिटल्स वगैरह है, बहुत लोग दूर से आ नहीं सकते हैं, कई तरह के उनको कंसल्टेशन वगैरह, ऑल सच थिंग्स कैन बी मेड अवेलेबल, ऑन द वेरियस पोर्टल्स ऑफ द गवर्नमेंट. So, and then again, it is about making use of information technology to verify the identity of the person. ठीक है, अधिकतर लोगों को आपने कनेक्ट कर रखा सिस्टम, तो जो भी सर्विसेज वो अवेल करेंगे, उसके लिए उनको कुछ डिटेल शेयर करने पड़ेंगे. तो आप वेरीफाई कर सकते हो कि पर्सन, सब रोहिंग्याज आ गए, बांग्लादेशी सब बाहर से आ गए, अब डिजिटल आइडेंटिटी वाला मामला अगर होता तो कहीं भी जाएंगे वो पकड़े जाएंगे, इसी दिशा में गवर्नमेंट अब काम कर रही है। आपके इलीगल इमिग्रेंट्स जो हैं उनसे हम कैसे डील करेंगे, घुसपैठिए जो है तो कैसे डील करेंगे, जिससे कि वो जब कभी कहीं जाएं तो सब चीज़ें अगर डिजिटल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, डिजिटल प्लेटफॉर्म्स को जैसे हो सकते हैं, टूल्स, टेक्निक, डिवाइसेस, जिससे कि हम लोग ट्रेस कर सकते हैं, आइडेंटिफाई कर सकते हैं कि वो भारत के सिटीजन है या नहीं है, तो क्या स्टेटस है। तो स्मार्ट सिटी जो है, इसको एक लेवल पे अगर समझो तो स्मार्ट सिटी के अंदर ये सारी चीज़ें आ जाती है। स्मार्ट इकोनॉमी, स्मार्ट एनवायरमेंट, ठीक है, यू मेक यूज ऑफ टेक्नोलॉजी एंड मॉडर्न गैजेट्स एंड टेक्नोलॉजी टूल्स एक्सेट्रा सो एज टू मेक एन असेसमेंट ऑफ एनवायरमेंटल कंडीशन, ठीक है, एयर पोल्यूशन का लेवल क्या है, वाटर पोल्यूशन वगैरह कैसे है, आप फीडबैक कलेक्ट कर सकते हो, आप डेटा एनालिसिस कर सकते हो, ठीक है, एंड अकॉर्डिंगली यू डिसाइड द बेस्ट रिस्पॉन्स टू द गिवन सिचुएशन, ठीक है। सो इकोनॉमी और एनवायरमेंट, ठीक है, एंड देन इन जनरल द लिविंग ऑफ द स्मार्ट लिविंग ऑफ द पीपल, ऑल सच कम्स विद द बाउंड्स ऑफ स्मार्ट सिटी. In the smart city, governance is largely fact-based governance. Government's decisions, deliverance of goods and services are guided more by facts. And that's why things can be easily measured, can be calculated, or accountability can be easily enforced, correctives can be applied. Value-centric questions are addressed, elsewhere. But as far as deliverance of service is concerned, you have list of friction, and highest level of efficiency, highest level of effectiveness. Collection of feedback, application of correctives, a self-sustaining system. This is about a smart city. But again, I say that smart city is not only about IT-based city. It is one of the constituents of a smart city. Point clear. It also includes all such measures which are taken by the government in the smart city so as to make the things eco-friendly. You have eco-friendly buildings, eco-friendly cars, eco-friendly vehicles, right? Eco-friendly buildings means the design of the building is such that it's eco-friendly. Then you have sensors, you have means and mechanism to avoid or to reduce the wastage of energy. Also saying and how to make use of energy which is easily available. Like how to make use of solar energy to deal with different things in our day-to-day life, day-to-day life, to make the things eco-friendly. This is smart city. So if you ask me, a smart city is an urban area, a designated urban area wherein on the basis of or by the prudent and meaningful utilization of information communication technology, government provides different kinds of services to the society. Government develops a self-sustaining, eco-friendly system of living, a model of living, wherein you respect the fundamental principles and rules of environment, you make the best possible utilization of available resources, you minimize the wastage of resources. Okay, energy management is done very efficiently. And why? So as to bring a qualitative improvement into day-to-day life of the people. And this is not a one-time exercise. The overall model is such that it is self-sustaining. It is about a cyclical process, the government and citizenry. And the process goes on and on. It is also about some values, some integrative values, without which this kind of collective well-being of the society will not be possible. You have is in the smart city, the broader view, a smart city includes a smart infrastructure and technology and database city. Then you have smart governance and citizenry, smart living, smart environment, and a smart economy. These are the verticals. There are different components, different attributes, but these are all interdependent and interrelated. First is a smart infrastructure. A smart infrastructure include digital infrastructure and connectivity. स्मार्ट इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर के अंदर पहले क्या है, डिजिटल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर एंड कनेक्टिविटी. वो क्या है, ठीक है, वो डिजिटल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर कनेक्टिविटी यू अंडरस्टैंड better. High speed internet connectivity, then Wi-Fi spots, many digital platforms. So this is about to provide seamless, uninhibited communication, very fast, smooth, and efficient communication. Between the individuals, groups, and communities, or the government and citizenry. So this is a digital infrastructure. Then you have smart energy grids, so advanced energy grids, which is backed by powerful equipments and sensors to ensure that there is no wastage of energy. And energy is very smartly or very meaningfully it is used. You have sensors which automatically which manages the things in such a way that there is no wastage of energy, and energy is used for one or other ends in proportionately. So what I mean to say, this much of energy is required and this much of energy will be delivered. There is no wastage of energy. And then you have intelligent transport system. Very simple. Intelligent transport system means you have real-time information about public transport system. Unclear. Then you have focus on electrical vehicles. Then the transport system, it means smart, or you can say efficient traffic signals. So traffic signals are managed automatically. Then people also aware of that, and nobody is chasing you. If you jump red light, you will be caught hold of everything. You will get a love letter at your place very soon. So everything will take place on the basis of technology. So smart transport system, intelligent transport system is the one which is based on an impersonal entity. It is least involvement of the people and involvement of technology. So you have certainty, you have element of predictability. Yes, I have done that and I cannot escape. You'll be punished for that. Okay, public transport system, everything is based on that information and communication technology. Intelligent transport system. आप किसी बस स्टॉप पे हैं, आपको पता है आप कहाँ आपको जाना है, बस इस वक्त कहाँ पे है, रूट आप देख सकते हैं, कितने बजे बस आएगी, बस आपको कहाँ डिलीवर करेगी, कोई प्रॉब्लम अगर आता है आप उसके ऐप पे जाइए, वहाँ पे आप कंप्लेन भी लिख सकते हैं, उसका जो भी रेवेन्यू है वो उस पर आ जाएगा, आपको पता चल जाएगा। ये सारी चीज़ें हैं। देखो, सो इंटेलिजेंट ट्रांसपोर्ट प्लस एक और चीज़ है कि आपने वो सेंसर्स वगैरह और आपने टूल्स और टेक्नोलॉजी वगैरह ऐसे पूरे सिटी में आपने उसका एक नेटवर्क ऐसा बना रखा है कि ट्रैफिक कंजेशन जो है वो कम से कम होगा। ये कम से कम ट्रैफिक कंजेशन है। आपने एआई की मदद से और आपने ऐसे मॉडर्न टूल्स की मदद से आपने पूरे ट्रैफिक का जो कंडक्ट जो आप करते हो वो इतने स्मार्टली करते हो कि कहीं भी ट्रैफिक कंजेशन नहीं होगा, तो लोगों के टाइम का वेस्टेज नहीं होगा। दैट इज इंटेलिजेंट ट्रांसपोर्ट सिस्टम। दैट इज स्मार्ट वाटर मैनेजमेंट, सेंसर्स लगे हुए हैं, हाईटेक सिस्टम है। वाटर रिसोर्सेज कहीं भी कोई लीकेज अगर है तो दैट विल बी कॉट होल्ड ऑफ वेरी फास्ट, इट कैन बी रिपेयर्ड। ठीक है, एंड द वाटर विल बी गिवन टू डिफरेंट फैमिलीज द बेसिस ऑफ द रिक्वायरमेंट। ठीक है, सो demand and supply, that things is demand supply equation is well managed, wastage of water strictly prohibited, आपका सिस्टम ही ऐसा है जो अलाउ नहीं करता है। ठीक है, एंड बेस्ट पॉसिबल यूटिलाइजेशन ऑफ द स्केर्स रिसोर्सेज, दैट इज वाटर। देन यू हैव स्मार्ट वेस्ट मैनेजमेंट, स्मार्ट लाइटिंग, street lighting, smart lighting, you have sensors, you again the same system, no wastage of energy, or intensity of the brightness can be maintained as per the situation. मतलब कभी भी मतलब नुकसान नुकसान होगा ही नहीं। मौसम के हिसाब से, जैसे क्लाइमेटिक कंडीशंस के हिसाब से, इस वक्त रोशनी कम चाहिए, रोशनी ज़्यादा चाहिए, किस तरह की चाहिए, उसके हिसाब से सारी चीज़ें मैनेज है। बारिश का मौसम है, रात के समय लाइटिंग उसका ब्राइटनेस कैसा होना चाहिए, किस टाइप की लाइटिंग होनी चाहिए कि जिससे विजिबिलिटी क्लियर रहे, ये सब मैनेज है आपके सिस्टम से। उसके बाद स्मार्ट लाइटिंग, देर स्मार्ट बिल्डिंग्स, बिल्डिंग के डिज़ाइन ही इको फ्रेंडली है, डिज़ाइन भी इको फ्रेंडली है बिल्डिंग का। ठीक है, और प्लस बिल्डिंग के अंदर भी सेंसर्स लगे हुए हैं फॉर बेटर सिक्योरिटी एंड फॉर द वेलबींग ऑफ द सोसाइटी। ठीक है, उसका टेक्नोलॉजी एंड डेटा, द सेंट्रल द नर्वस सिस्टम यू कैन से, it constitutes the very spinal cord of when we think of smart city, because on the basis of technology and data all the things are managed. In smart city, governance is mainly about governance based on data governance constitute the very core concept of the smart city. Okay, so you have big data analytics, you know very well, big data analytics, that are making tools, technology, and system to deal with huge amount of data, a collection of data, their processing or documentation. Then you identify the pattern, and accordingly you decide how to make utilization of resources to provide best of services to society. So big data analytics, then artificial intelligence, that model, that algorithm that identify pattern very fast and which helps in taking programmed and non-programmed decisions. You take decisions at present and then it anticipates the things and it helps you how to manage the things in the future. जो अवेलेबल रिसोर्सेज है इसको किस ढंग से आपको मैनेज करना है, वरना 1 साल बाद या 8 महीने बाद वाटर की समस्या आने वाली है या एनर्जी रिक्वायरमेंट जो है उसकी समस्या। तो यू मेक यूज ऑफ AI फॉर दैट काइंड ऑफ प्रोग्राम्ड और नॉन प्रोग्राम्ड डिसीजंस। ठीक है, so as to bring greater amount of stability and quantity. Then cloud computing, a kind of platform for the collection of data, is the processing or its application. Then you have Internet of Things. Internet, IoT, Internet of Things मतलब जो interconnected devices हैं उनका network. So management of the network of interconnected devices. So interconnected devices, उसके network को manage करना. That is Internet of Things. And here also you get very much valuable input or information, data on the basis of which policy decisions are taken. So Internet of Things, and then open data platforms. Open data platform means that these are data platforms which are accessible to society. People can access such information. It is regarding the government, various programs or projects being run by the government. So there are some digital platform, some places where information is available, which can be availed of by the citizenry. It is accessible by the people, so that they could participate in the decision making process, or they could enforce the accountability of the government. So technology and data, fact driven government, it constitutes the very core of the concept of a smart city. And then you have smart governance and citizen engagement platform. You have portals, you have some sites where the citizens of that city, the people, they can contribute, they can engage with the government. You have e-governance platforms, where from the various services are provided, by the government to the society, and by which you maintain transparency and accountability. Then digital identity and authentication, so as to restrict the possibilities of resources being utilized by those who are not the citizens of India. What is clear? So you don't allow any kind of manipulation, you don't allow kind of fraud. So verification of your identity is done, through digital tools and technology, to avoid the chances of misuse. Unclear? So these are things easily understandable. So e-governance platform or citizen engagement platform, transparency. What about, just very simple thing, simple expression. You have some portals, these are portals and some sites where you can avail of the different kind of services from the government. You can participate in the decision making process. You can enforce the accountability of the government. Once clear? And the higher the level of transparency and accountability, the higher the level of public trust and confidence. So this is about smart governance and citizen. Most of the services are available on your mobile phone. ठीक है, आपको कोई लाइसेंस बनवाना हो या कोई पासपोर्ट वगैरह चाहिए, ठीक है, तो व्हीकल का रजिस्ट्रेशन कराना, कुछ भी ऐसी कई तरह की चीज़ें जो है, जो सर्विसेज अवेलेबल है आपके फ़ोन पे ही, ऐसे ऐसे डिजिटल प्लेटफॉर्म्स हैं. और यू कैन ऑल्सो पार्टिसिपेट इन डिसीजन मेकिंग प्रोसेस. हो गया. फिर स्मार्ट लिविंग, स्मार्ट हेल्थ केयर में टेलीमेडिसिन है. टेलीमेडिसिन, देन monitoring patients in remote areas, providing medical consultancy to the people who cannot come to the city, the extent it is possible. It means you have that kind of portals and sites where this kind of consultancy, this kind of services can be provided to the people in the remote areas. The extent is possible. The extent it's possible. So smart healthcare system, स्मार्ट कार्ड्स लोगों के पास, आपने कार्ड उनको दे दिया, अब वो जाते हैं गवर्नमेंट हॉस्पिटल्स में, वो बेनिफिट अवेल कर सकते हैं. ठीक है, सारे इन्फॉर्मेशन, सारी चीज़ें उसी में है, उनकी आइडेंटिटी को भी वेरीफाई किया जा सकता है. ठीक है. देन यू हैव स्मार्ट एजुकेशन सिस्टम, सो ऑनलाइन एजुकेशन. ठीक है, यू हैव मोर देन वन डिजिटल प्लेटफॉर्म्स. So libraries are being made a digital library. So resources, material, these things are available. Best of the lectures are available. Informative, educative, films and documents. Also, things are documentaries are available. So those who are living in the remote areas, they too can avail of such things. In this way, to some extent, you can bridge that gap between haves and have-nots. If you cannot provide every children of, if you cannot provide every child the quality education, which means coming to, best of the schools and colleges, if we cannot make such things available for everyone, then at least study materials and good lectures can be made available, so that those who are willing, they could, they could learn things from there, and they could excel in life. To some extent, we can do away with such limitations. And this is also related to your social justice, economic justice. Then you have smart and safety and security, smart education. Yeah. Then smart safety, using information technology to bring education to the door of the poorest of the poor, making things universally, making education universal, easily affordable, okay, and to do away with any kind of discrimination, any kind of limitations, arising out of limited resources, disparity in the income and wealth distribution. Because of that, whatever limitations come on the path of education, that to a great extent can be breached in the smart city. The smart city and smart education, and then you have smart safety and security. Smart safety and security, with the help of IT, you can make the city surveillance system can be improved. You can develop a grid of CCTVs or cameras so as to provide better security. So collection of feedback, application of correctives, all such things can be managed. Then you have smart homes. Homes are to be made eco-friendly. Okay, design has to be such which is eco-friendly and which promotes conservation of energy, which restricts the possibility of wastage of resources. Okay, then sensors and modern gadgets, these are used to avoid wastage of energy and to provide a better living. And smart public spaces. Smart public spaces which is provided with all the services, necessary information, relevant information. Then you have where people could interact with one another. People could interact with one another, can avail of different kind of services which is available to all of them. As I said, that you have Wi-Fi hotspots. Okay, some places where they can work. Okay, they can work together, or they can avail of different kind of services. Then you have a smart environment. You smart grids with renewable energy sources. Smart grids, advanced electrical grids. Okay, along with the sources of renewable energy that is also being used. So wind energy or solar energy, all such things are properly incorporated with advanced electrical grids so as to conserve energy and to make the best possible utilization of the same. Then you have environmental monitoring. So constantly monitoring with the help of technology, you monitor the situation, air pollution or water pollution, or the fertility of the soil, elsewhere in the hinterland in other areas. Okay, so all such things are managed. So well, quality of water. So these things can be managed through proper monitoring. Then transportation, sustainable transportation, sustainable transportation. You promote EVs, electrical vehicles. Then you public transport system has to be developed. Okay, and everything should be on eco-friendly lines. Okay, so then you have sustainable transport systems, and you then, as far as possible, promote the use of bicycles. Okay, and eco-friendly means a mechanism to ensure that people, public transport systems should be so much efficient that people prefer to use public transport system rather than rather than the private vehicles, so as to deal with the problems of congestion in traffic, and secondly, that will also reduce the level of pollution. So sustainable transportation system, then green buildings. The buildings constructed, the design and overall the sensors to ensure that energy is properly utilized. So this kind of green buildings which are eco-friendly in nature. Eco-friendly in terms of design, in terms of materials which are used, and in terms of utilization of energy. And then you have a smart economy, digital marketplaces, e-commerce platforms, support for innovation and entrepreneurship. So startups are startups are encouraged for new entrepreneurs, providing different kinds of services. So that business, that innovative spirit has to be encouraged. And smart tourism with the help of information communication technology, you can improve the quality of experience of the tourist. वो घूमने फिरने आए, आपने टेक्नोलॉजी को इतना अच्छे से यूज़ किया, उनको बेस्ट ऑफ सर्विसेज आपने प्रोवाइड की. ठीक है, पता चला वो आए नाहरगढ़ और आमेर किला घूमने के लिए, और वहाँ पर उन्होंने आप इन सब टेक्नोलॉजी को कुछ ऐसा यूज़ किया कि उनको आप ले गए 16वीं सदी में, 17वीं सदी में. कैसा लगता था उस वक्त, कैसा महसूस होता था. तो यू कैन मेक यूज ऑफ टेक्नोलॉजी टू इम्प्रूव द क्वालिटी ऑफ देयर एक्सपीरियंस, एंड इन दिस वे यू कैन प्रमोट टूरिज्म एंड यू कैन प्रोवाइड देम बेस्ट ऑफ द सर्विसेज. उस सिटी में आने के पहले वो ऐप डाउनलोड कर लिए, सारी सर्विसेज उसके अंदर अवेलेबल है. उनके साथ कोई दुर्व्यवहार भी अगर होता है, कुछ भी अगर होता है अगर ऐसा, तो तुरंत वो कंप्लेन कर सके. देखिए, उनकी सुरक्षा, उनकी बेहतरी, ये सब हो सकती है टेक्नोलॉजी की मदद से. स्मार्ट सिटी में जी किसी को स्ट्रगल करने की जरूरत नहीं है. फॉरेनर्स जो आते हैं, कोई स्ट्रगल करने की जरूरत नहीं है. आप ऐप डाउनलोड कर लो, इसके अंदर सारी चीज़ें हैं, सारी सर्विसेज में अवेलेबल है. जो रीजनेबल प्राइस है वो सही चीज़ें आपसे ली जाए. इन दिस वे वी कैन एनकरेज टूरिज्म. इट इज़ नॉट ओनली अबाउट प्रोवाइडिंग सर्विसेज, ओवरऑल मतलब बिगर पिक्चर, मतलब देयर एक्सपीरियंस of being in that city, that experience should be very much enriching, very good experience. You should feel good about that. And digital skills develop. Smart city, you cannot think of sustaining a city like this unless you have skilled people. So digital skills development. So you need to train people in the art of utilizing digital technology to provide different kind of services. Because the skill development is also important. That skill development will facilitate regular and consistent flow of quality human resource to sustain the smart city. Clear? So this is your smart city. Smart infrastructure, technology and data, smart governance, citizen, smart living, smart environment, smart economy. But one more thing is important, that you cannot think of smart city unless you have smart people. A smart city is not only about developing a smart infrastructure or a smart, the economy, smart environment. Everywhere you are making use of digital technology to bring an element of certainty, friction free environment, element of participation, element of accountability. But all such things would be useless unless people are smart enough to understand the basic philosophy behind the smart city, that they have a stake. It is not a kind of, government or citizenry kind of structure. You are the part of governance. So that smartness is required on the part of the people to sustain, to promote the case of a smart city. And smart people, I don't need to explain much. Simply, they should know. They should, people in that smart city, they need to understand the significance of harmony and spirit of collectivism. That when you, the way you are living, you have to focus not only on what you are getting from the city and environment. You should also think of what I am doing for the people. The spirit of collectivism. That I am not alone. I am a part of this family, bigger family. So therefore, I am I am availing of many benefits. I have to contribute, in that collective provision. The spirit of collectivism. That whatever be the problem, we can solve it, together. We can deal with any problem through consensus building, through debate and discussion. We can deal with the problem. So every person thinks not only about himself or herself, they think about the larger interest of the society and community. Sometimes your individual interest is required to be subordinated, in most of the cases to the larger collective interest. Then only collective well-being is possible. Then you have hardworking and duty conscious people. Then politeness and mutual respect for one another. If you want to live in a friction free environment, because smart city is not an end in itself. Ultimate objective is to live a good life, peaceful life. Okay? Peacefulness, happiness, all those things cannot be possible only through tools and technology. They are things that have to come from within. In politeness and mutual respect for one another, respect for elders and eagerness to learn and improve. अब ये सब चीजें तुम हर चीज गवर्नमेंट थोड़ी सिखाएगी. एप्रिसिएशन फॉर नेचर एंड ए डीप सेंस ऑफ ग्रेटिट्यूड टुवर्ड्स नेचर. तब तुम अपने हरे भरे जो इन्वायरमेंट है, ठीक है, ग्रीन सिटी जो है, वो तुम उसको अच्छी तरह से कंट्रीब्यूट करोगे, नर्चर करोगे प्लांट्स को, ट्रीज को. ये सब चीज़ें. नेक्स्ट है साइंटिफिक टेम्परामेंट एंड इनोवेटिव स्पिरिट. ठीक है. एंड देन रेडीनेस टू सबऑर्डिनेट इंडिविजुअल इंटरेस्ट टू अपहोल्ड लार्जर इंटरेस्ट ऑफ सोसाइटी. देन डेमोक्रेटिक एंड पार्टिसिपेटिव स्टाइल ऑफ लीडरशिप सिटी के अंदर. मतलब लीडरशिप कैसी होनी चाहिए उसके अंदर में, वो गवर्नमेंट है और सिटीजनरी है, दोनों के बीच एक साइक्लिकल दैट रिलेशनशिप है. मतलब देयर इज अ पार्टिसिपेशन इन डिसीजन मेकिंग प्रोसेस एंड देन पीपल आर आल्सो केपेबल ऑफ इन्फोर्सिंग द अकाउंटेबिलिटी ऑफ द गवर्नमेंट. Because governance is understood, in the larger context as a collective enterprise, which is not possible by the government alone. And then great work culture and ethics. Work culture ethics अगर सही नहीं होगा तो every person, will not be able to contribute meaningfully to the larger interest of society. उसके अंदर कोई डॉक्टर्स हों या इंजीनियर्स हों या कोई आर्किटेक्ट हो, जो हर व्यक्ति अपना काम बेहतरी से कर रहा है, तब जाकर कलेक्टिव वेल बीइंग इज पॉसिबल. ठीक है. सो यू नीड वेरी गुड वर्क कल्चर एंड एथिक्स. So whatever is my work, I am doing my work. I am associated my work as I am associated with my religion. So I am doing my work religiously, honesty and integrity with sense of commitment. Okay, if level of competence is less than what is required, then I will improve upon that. I will learn and I will provide best of the services. Because what the people are doing, the professionals, they are doing to one another, that actually create that actually facilitate the collective well-being of the society. So great work culture and ethics and harmonization of tradition and modern. People should have this much of maturity. People have evolved, at a level to understand that there is nothing like being only traditional or to be on the other side extremes in the name of modernity. So we need to harmonize things. There are many good things that we can retain, we can learn from the past, and many good things that we need to incorporate from the contemporary world. This much of maturity is required. So smart city consists of this as well. I hope the point is clear. So smart city is not only about, is not, it appears, and you are not wrong, that appears everywhere. You have information, communication, technology, digital platform, digital infrastructure that constitute the core of it, but it is not only about that. Okay, so things could be sustained. For that you need good human being. Otherwise, अगर उस तरह के डिसइंटीग्रेटिव माइंडसेट है, वैल्यू सिस्टम है मेरा, तो वो लड़ाई झगड़ा करके उसके अंदर भी वो आंदोलन वगैरह करके पता चला हर बात में प्रोटेस्ट तोड़ फोड़ करेंगे, स्मार्ट सिटी खत्म। आपने इतने मेहनत से स्मार्ट सिटी बनाया, लेकिन लोगों का कल्चर वही है। अगर बात बात में प्रोटेस्ट, प्रोटेस्ट भी वो डेमोक्रेटिक प्रोटेस्ट जैसा होता है वैसा नहीं है, बस हमें तोड़ फोड़ मचाना है, हमें सिस्टम में आग लगा देना है, तो सारा मामला खत्म है। टोटल स्मार्ट सिटी का कॉन्सेप्ट आइडिया खत्म है। लोग अगर स्मार्ट नहीं, उनको ये बात समझ में नहीं आती है कि आपको अपनी बात रखनी है, लेकिन इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि आप सरकारी बसेस में आप आग लगा दें या प्राइवेट बसेस में आप आग लगा दें, तो फोड़ मचा दें, ठीक है ना। पता चला स्कूल कॉलेज भी पत्थर चलाना चालू कर दिए, ये सब चीज़ें तो गलत है आप करते हैं। देखिए बहुत अच्छा हाईवे बना दिया, वो एग्जैक्ट वो नोएडा के पास कहाँ था, वो नितिन गडकरी साहब हमारे जो माननीय मंत्री जो हैं, बहुत शानदार काम उन्होंने किया है। तो पेपर में पढ़ा था कि आप लोगों ने पढ़ा होगा, वो 6 लेन 8 लेन हाईवे को जैसा बना था उधर हाईवे, उसमें बहुत अच्छी तरह से उसमें वाटर फाउंटेन वगैरह सब लगाया था, स्टील की रेलिंग थी। पता चला कि इनॉग्रेशन हुआ, उसके कुछ दिन बाद ही लोग रेलिंग खोल के लेके चले गए, फाउंटेन को नुकसान पहुंचा दिया। ऊपर बहुत सारी चीज़ें ऐसी थी काम की, वो सब खोल के लेके चले गए, तो इनका क्या करेंगे आप, क्या करेंगे आप। तो स्मार्ट सिटी केवल स्मार्ट सिटी नहीं, साथ साथ लोगों को एजुकेट भी करना है, ठीक है, लोगों को अवेयर बनाना है। क्योंकि ये आप ऐसे मत देखिए गवर्नमेंट एंड सोसाइटी, जो कुछ है वो आपका है, सबका है, सबका टीम टेस्ट है, आपका भी स्टेक उसमें है। इसलिए सरकार कोई व्यवस्था बनाती है, ठीक है, तो उसको प्रोटेक्ट करना, लाना, उसको जिम्मेदारी आपकी भी। इफ पीपल आर नॉट ड्यूटी कॉन्शियस, दे आर नॉट रिस्पॉन्सिबल इनफ, ठीक है। ये अभी तक उसी माइंडसेट से जी रहे हैं, जो टूटा सरकार का टूटा गया, उसमें हमारा क्या गया। इस ढंग की चीज़ें अगर हैं तो आपको बहुत बार बुलडोजर चलाना पड़ जाता है, तो उन सब जगह पे स्मार्ट सिटी के लिए टाइम है। मतलब आप उसको स्मार्ट सिटी बना तो लीजिए, लेकिन लोग अभी भी अगर 70s दौर में जी रहे हैं, वो आज के समय को समझ नहीं पाए, वो इवॉल्व नहीं कर पाए एज ए डेमोक्रेटिक सोसाइटी, और इंडिविजुअल लोग इवॉल्व नहीं कर पाए, तो देयर विल बी फ्रिक्शन। तो फिर स्मार्ट सिटी का आइडिया वो पूरा नहीं, ठीक है। अल्टीमेटली व्हेन यू थिंक ऑफ एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन और गवर्नेंस, उसमें बहुत सारी चीज़ें हैं, बट फाइनली इट इज़ mainly about managing people. It is mainly about managing human behavior, individual behavior or group behavior. Mainly about that. A fact-centric question आप आंसर कर सकते हो, फैक्ट बेस्ड डिसीजंस आप ले सकते हो स्मार्ट सिटी में, लेकिन वैल्यूज, देयर विल बी मेनी वैल्यू सेंट्रिक क्वेश्चन, टू विल हैव टू बी एड्रेस्ड। इसके लिए सोसाइटी जो है धीरे धीरे एजुकेशन अवेयरनेस क्या होगा कि आप सोसाइटी थोड़ा रिस्पॉन्सिबल होगी, मैच्योर होगी, तब जाकर ये पूरी सिस्टम सही। स्मार्ट सिटी आप 2-4 साल में बना, लेकिन स्मार्ट पीपल बनाने में समय लगेगा। एवोल्यूशनरी प्रोसेस फॉर द डे। थैंक यू।